we were showing you video of what looked like a very, very empty Disney World. That was the reopening on Sunday. Let's bring in Brooke McDonald, editor-in-chief of @MakeItWell Media. She's currently visiting Disney World. She shot that video and was there on opening day. Brooke, you've been to Disney many times. You were in many, many articles about the Magic Kingdom. So what was your take that day?
So I was there on the opening day and on the annual pass holder preview day on the 9th as well. And opening day was there were a lot more people there than the previews, but it still felt very empty, a lot of open spaces. But there was energy. There were people there. They were excited to be there. All of the videos that I posted, it was not difficult to get those. That was, I wasn't waiting for a quiet moment. But there were, you could find people in the right places. I will say, people were in the queues of rides and things like that. So there were people there. It wasn't totally deserted, but definitely the least crowded I've ever seen the Magic Kingdom.
Did you feel safe going there? And that's a very subjective question, but I'm just wondering, somebody with a family, they might not consider going because they might not feel safe. They may not feel it's as clean as it can be, or that it's as socially distanced as it could be. What was your sense of that?
So I will say, I think that all of the health and safety protocols that Disney has in place are excellent. They are working in terms of they're being followed. They're doing regular cleanings. There are lots of social distancing markers. I saw almost 100% mask compliance, and cast members definitely stepping in and telling people to, pull their mask up over their nose if that was an issue. Now, we've seen a lot of on social media, and there have been a lot of photos of certain situations that I did see in the park where there were closer crowds, and that would have been a situation where I maybe would not have felt safe. But there is so much open space in the park that I think that anyone who was being very aware of what might be a higher risk situation could easily remove themselves from that. So in terms of, the protocols that Disney has put in place, I think they're there and I think they work, but the guests also play a role in this. And so I think Disney is kind of going to have to watch and see how how and where they're going to need to step in and address those issues where there is a little, where there is more of a crowd gathering because it starts raining or, for whatever reason.
Brooke, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. We appreciate it. Brooke McDonald, a visitor at Disney World and a writer as well. The thing about Disney is that you got to get there somehow, Bono. It's not just being in Disney. You got to either fly to it or drive to it or whatnot. And so there's friction also to going there. And so, what's your take on whether or not, even if the reopening goes as planned, if Disney is abide because of this reopening that we're seeing at Disney?
Well, I mentioned this. I mentioned a lot of these points that you've alluded to on Friday. And listen, I'm going to decompose some of the previous arguments and kind of look at them from a different point of view. And listen, I understand the Disney Plus argument. I understand the DTC argument. And those are reasons why we're going to justify them having a more robust multiple. But let's make no bones about it. Disney makes a third of their revenues from the parks. Unless we can get to those parks, I don't see the stock rallying aggressively.